Here we go. Ladies, welcome, and let's start with this. We're starting on the first part. I think it must probably a two-part series, or perhaps a three-part series on lace. And what I would like to do, I would like to start off with lace as a concept first. And in the process, I'm going to try and set it up in such a way that it will be freestanding lace in any case, but it might not be right in the beginning. So let's go and look at our design. And this frame is 200 by 200 square.
That's pretty.
That's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
So let me just go over to image so that you can see what the image looks like. And it is called the Lace Heart Collection. I got it from, I think it's called Design Stitch. The graphics was from Design Stitch, if I'm not mistaken. Right. If we look at the design, this design can do two things, and that's why I say I'm not sure, and you might need to give me some guidance there. I think we should start playing with it and do it as lace, and then the very last class use the lace that we've done and do it as cutaway.
Oh, I'd love that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
fantastic.
the actual design lends itself nicely to be lace and cutaway.
Yeah.
Right. We just then start off on the side where I did, because I start off. Because I'm not sure how good the results is going to be, and at this point, what I wanted to do was to go and set up, and I'm going to set a base at the back. So I start off with creating, just go over to 3D and show you in 3D. Start off by creating object number 1. And go to parameters, and I'll show you what I did there. I did the complete outline of the design and used motive 2. So I'm trying to create a web behind the complete area, so that if I do it as freestanding lace, that there is something that will hold together. So the first item is density 160, so that's very, very, very loose. Angle 45, motive number 2, and that's what I did, and I asked it for an edge stitch on the side. So we generate that. Then I went and, just wait for it to change over. Then I went and go into, there we go, to transformation icon. And from there I basically create 3 duplicates extra for it. So I created object number 2, 3, and 4. Go and put number 2 on. And the only thing I did with them was actually just change. I kept everything the same except the angle. So number 2, we went for parameters, 0 degrees. The rest exactly the same. Okay, and then in number 3, parameters, 135, in other words, 45 degrees past 90, 135, the rest exactly the same as the previous one, and then object number 4 would be 90 degrees. So with those 4 layers at the bottom now, I've got a mat that is underneath my design. And with this, I'm fairly sure I could go and do it as a freestanding lace, because the network, the spider's web underneath it, will hold it together, and my edging is all the way there. Questions?
And these are all using the same motif too?
Exactly the same
design?
They all 4 of them.
Just changing the angles.
Yeah, I've just changed the angles.
Okay.
So that I can create that web at the back. So with that now, I can now go and take object number 1, 2, and up to 4 and join them together. And then we're going to start off with object number 5, which will now be object number 2 on the screen. And that is my outline. And the outline is what we learned with Betty in the red work is exactly what we're going to do here now. So we're going to start off doing red work now, put them together because we can use the tree so that we don't have jump stitches in the process. Okay, so that will be, we go back to normal view, and I'm going to take and close the eye on the background so that we don't see it. At this point, I've just done the complete outside section, and I would like to take that into edit mode that I can show you. And the important thing here was to make sure that we have nodes on all the side roads. Winter is coming in South Africa, I can feel it. So all the places where I need to join something, I've basically put a square node down there. So with that now, I've got, and if I now go back and just go and say generate stitches, where we go at the top, you will see that my tree is activated. Tree is activated, so as long as the tree is activated, Betty, I should be all right, eh?
You bet.
Okay, right. So with that now, let me go and start off. There's certain things that I can't do. You know, this middle sections here, I can't do much with them. They need to be done somewhere along the line, and at this point, I'm not going to worry that much about them. We will get back to them. But on the outline side, I'm going to go through that. So I'm going to start off with my outline and then go around. And I need to put a square node where there will be a line that will join up, so that I can go and put them together. Right, there we go there. Put that together. Right, start at that point there. If I right click there, I can place start point here, snap to the nearest node. It will snap to the node that was there from the first one. I'll go back to this one, right click and say snap to the nearest node. That should be the same then there. And it's a single stitch, and I generate stitches. Okay, I think I must just change my color. Okay, that's fine. I think the way that...
Philip, can you change the colour a bit?
Yeah, what
of
color
that-
would
of
you like
this,
it to be?
well, any colour but black, please.
Okay, any color that
The
will
So we
blue,
can see
the blue might, yeah, it's not very clear.
that better?
It's not come through yet, but it's changed. Thank you. Yeah, the black's still showing through from the underneath.
Okay, let me just see if
But
I
it's,
can
it,
find a bright color there. Let's just see.
yeah, we can. You can see it a bit better. You know, you can see that it is red, not just black. Can we fade the background a bit?
I think I'm going to change it
Perhaps,
to
would that
blue.
help?
That might be a little bit...
Yeah, blue's showing up well.
Right, let's work with blue.
Thank you.
Let's work
Yeah,
with
that's
blue.
much better.
So now this
Yeah.
object now that I've done now, this part is actually joined up with that section that's joined up with the outside there and there, so that's fine. And now I'm going to do the second part using the open stitch section there, and just go and click there and there, zoom in, and just use my, on the beginning part, just go and use my right click, snap to the nearest node, because that's what we want to do, generate stitches, and then go and do the next one. Because with the freestanding lace, we need to make sure that everything is tied in properly. If it's not tied in properly, is it doing that? That's great.
Make sure you actually, select the actual note.
Select the right one, eh? If you select the right one, it works. If you don't, it doesn't do it for you. All right, so that's done then there. And that's what we'll go. We'll go through the whole process and actually go and add them through. Important thing is on those 2 lines there, I need to put 2 square nodes there. Otherwise, I can't do snap to the nearest node, and I can't join them up. Now let's tie them in. And I need to make sure that I just don't go all the way around. For nothing. Right, where I am now, snap to the nearest node, that's done. That one on the end is there, I've tied that in. And I'm going to go and put these ones together. Because what I want to do with it when I'm finished with the outline section, I'm going to go and duplicate that. First go and do the tree, and then after the tree I'm going to go and duplicate it and create a... this one I'll have to do differently. I'm going to insert there. And then go and create a triple stitch on the second part. Because I would like to have a nice portion there. And then when I'm finished with that, I'm going to do my satin from the same thing. But then the satin should run through it and go through the whole thing. Right, that's done. Generate stitches. And this is where I think I must, at some stage, let's test that quickly. Let's see what happened on your side. Oh, you've got a problem. Have you muted yourself? I think what I perhaps should do, and let's test that, should I not send you these designs 3-4 days before? So that you might have...
Oh, that would be helpful. That would be terrific. Yeah.
Software open as well and play with me while we're there and just listen and jump between the screen and your software.
And also, we could generate questions better.
Yeah.
Is that a thumbs up?
Yep.
Yes, definitely.
Yep, I like that idea.
Okay.
Great idea.
Okay, good. Then I'll...
Kind of a hands-on thing.
Yeah.
Because then you can at least go through the design and see what questions you might want to ask on it. Right, now, remember at the top there, when we did those 2 little lines that came through, I need to go and snap those 2 nodes there to the nearest point so that they actually tie up with the other one that was there. Otherwise...
Phil, on the other side of that loop too, there looks to be one slightly out of place.
Which one? Where's that one now? Tell me.
On the other side of this second loop you did, on the join, there seems to be one slightly out of place and not snapped to node.
Somewhere, yeah.
If you look to your left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And go in a bit to your right on the underside.
Let me just go
to the next junction.
Just go into edit mode. I can see there's something I need to fix there. But that was not there. We're actually looking at the bottom section of it. This area here.
It's gone up the screen. Yeah, to go carry on to your right to the next junction from where you were just now.
There.
I can't see them. Keep going right. Keep going right on that underside of the loop.
Now go back where you were.
Go back up to the top of, go back to where you were. Now travel along the underside, the underside of that loop.
Okay.
Because I can go to the other side of that loop, Philip.
Oh,
Yeah,
there.
that's the one. That one you just had your arrow on.
This
Right
one
there.
here.
Yeah. No, go back again
Next
to the
one.
right.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just zoom in on it. Oh, I see what you mean. All right. I'm going to bring that down a bit there. because we haven't tied any,
Snap to nearest.
and that one can't snap to the nearest now because there's no stitches
Oh,
here
right,
yet.
okay.
I've just put it in place there
Okay,
for that position,
Yeah.
but we're going to snap to nearest node there, and we'll have two lines snapping to that node there.
okay, yeah.
So that's fine, generate stitches, and while we're there, let's go and do it. So we're going to start off from there, and then go down.
Betty, how many hours would this take you to do just red stitch, red work?
Not very long. Not
No.
very long. It's very fast.
He's our pro.
Yeah.
She's our,
Did you
I was
ever
thinking the
use
same
it?
thing.
Did you ever use it, Philip, before?
no, never. I've always did it the long way around. In other words, plan the whole thing, try and figure out where what must go, and then go through the process and try and do the walks on the outside as far as I can. And I had this thing in my head that there must be a way that I can join line work together in such a way that it joins, but I could never figure it out. And snap to the nearest node didn't make sense to me. So, yeah.
It does now.
It does, and it looks as if I've learned something, eh?
Thank you,
That'll cost you. Yeah, that'll cost you. You'll get my bill in the morning.
Okay, all right. Okay, and now on that one I will go and snap to the nearest node, which should be that icon there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and highlight the icon.
There's two ways of doing it.
This little chappy here, that's our snap to the nearest node icon as well. So that's done. Generate stitches. And from this I can now start. So what's really nice what Betty taught us was the fact that I can start anywhere and I don't have to
As long
go.
as there's a node.
As long as there's a square node. As long as there's a square node, I can start there. So I'm going to start there, go around. Do I go around? I can stop where I am now. I'm going to right click on that chappy there. Click it to start at the nearest node so that it joins up with the other two that's already there. And that's done. And from here, I'm just going to go around the circle. Go all the way down to the bottom. And then here I can now go and say right click, snap to the nearest node, and then from there I can go all the way to that chappy there and snap that one to nearest node and stop this section as an entity.
You little button pusher, you.
Betty, I've got your questions for this one. I've got that, and I've got Candy, so that's going off. If there's any other questions, I will send that off not later than tomorrow afternoon. So that will be about noon States time. So if there's any questions that you would like us to do that for, that's for the 29th. And then we can get the questions through to him. But yes, I think we must try and see if we can push our luck to get him to have one of his digitizers online with us at some stage. And then
That'd be great.
he can talk us through the process of what they're doing and just show us the basics of doing animals, that nice fur stuff that they do.
Those dogs that they do are absolutely wonderful, aren't they?
Yep, they are.
They're so beautiful. They look like they're ready to, bark.
Yeah.
They really are the best digitizers that I know of where it comes to normal full stitch or normal digitizing and doing, especially dogs and cats. They are the ones that know what they're doing. There's a few people that I've seen that's trying their hand at it, but I can't say that they're that good. And try to get my son to look at some of the stuff. He's busy with some projects there to do the animals. But I hear the sounds coming from the office next door sometimes, and I know what's going on there. He's talking in foreign
Sounds
language.
like a knitting machine.
No, he's talking in foreign languages. He's talking in foreign languages. He said, is it to just go and sit and plan it and go through the whole process, because some of those stitches is small areas, but if you don't put it in the right way, it basically doesn't do it. And I need to, we just go and Sue, did you unblock yourself?
No, I lost audio connection, so when it reconnected me muted.
Okay. I just thought that you went into a coughing spree on the other side and you muted yourself and all that, and I just saw now that you, sorry, I didn't see that quicker. But you could hear me at least.
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay, that's fine. Right. Right, so we've done that little section there, so now we're going down, and I tell you, if it was Betty that was doing it, it would have been finished by now, Betty, nearly. But Betty doesn't talk while she's doing it, she just do it. And I'm sure if I go into silent mode, you might think that I've left. Okay. Here we go again, right click, or just go to snap to node, it's fine. Great stitches there, and then we can go down to the one down. There, I would like to. Sorry ladies, this might sound very boring, but please try and keep the conversation going if you can.
I have a question. Every time that you do snap to the nearest mode, do you automatically have to generate stitches, or can you do 3 snaps and then generate stitches?
Yeah, if you're finished, you can base let me show you, Candy, because if I can start off from there, I can go there. That should be snapped to the nearest mode immediately. And then that one there should be snapped to the nearest node, and then I can go around and then say finish object. I don't have to go and generate stitches. That's just might be an annoying habit that I've
like a backup. It's like a backup. You use it as like a backup, or so you don't get too far ahead of your.
To me, it's a habit that I taught myself, and it might be not a good habit as well. But I normally, if I'm finished with a section, I normally want to see what it looks like in 3D before I move on to the next one, and it's just where it comes from. So I normally generate stitches every time I'm finished with an object, and that is not necessary. You can go through and finish a complete section. What way are we going now? Finish a complete section or 2 or 3 sections
The
for
source of
object,
accomplishment.
and then go back and then go and generate stitches. Sorry, Diane, was it Diane or Sue? Somebody asked a question?
No.
I have one, Philip. If you forget to snap to the nearest node, do you have the opportunity to do it at some point down the road?
I would, and I'm going to ask Betty to come in here after I've said what I think what I would do. I would go through the whole process, and then when I'm finished with it, go and activate my jump stitch section, my jump stitch icon. And if it shows me jump stitches, it means that there is some place somewhere that I didn't snap to the nearest node.
Okay.
And then go back. Before you start touching the tree, you need to sort those things out. Betty?
I use the tree and then do an undo. It lets me know whether I've done.
Yeah.
And if it tells me there's something too, if you're in vectors, it'll show you where you are not close enough.
Okay. So that will show you then. Right. So that's the answer then. Okay, so
And then, but don't go on to anything else until you do an undo. So that way you'll keep all your file intact.
Okay.
and keep your sequence,
Thank you.
sequence going. All right. Betty, I like your cats that you put up on the group.
Oh, that's cross stitch.
Yeah, I saw them when I looked at them. They're quite nice ones. That is. And the rest of the group should start bragging with the stuff that they do as well then. I've stopped the...
I think it's only Betty.
Yeah, Betty has got some stuff up there. I think Sandra Powers has got some stuff up there. I'm not sure if Dan went and uploaded his stuff yet. He's alpha. Let's go and
I
change.
don't know whether he actually finished it.
No, when I spoke to him last week, he was still busy with sorting some issues out in the actual design. That's done. Okay, in this case now, when I'm finished with it like this, I can I need to snap to nearest node there. I can just go and say finish object. And it's,
Did you snap to node at the bottom?
sorry, I did snap to node at the bottom, but I
Did
can
you
see.
snap to node at the bottom?
Yeah, I did. And I see there's a mistake there as well, because you can now see that actual line there is out. So now I can go back, click on the first object number 2, edit, and just move that node in to position there. That's better. And then finished object. And then go to the last object that I did, which is this chappy here. And I need to go to my object bar here to find that one. And edit that one. You can now see that that node is actually not close enough. There we go. And again, just finish the object instead of doing generate stitches. Right, I've got an outline running around this whole section at the bottom here. I need to do an exercise right at the bottom there, and then I can go back to this top section. So let's go down right to the bottom. I'm going to add those quickly. And the old way, Betty, I always had these extra bits that was running around. So now it needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes, and then snap to the nearest node there, snap to the nearest node there. That's done. I can zoom in a little bit more. There we go. It's done. Finish object, and then just go and do that chappy there. Snap to the nearest node. Snap to the nearest node. Just bring them back in. And generate stitches or close object. The habits, old habits die hard. What is that thing? I think there's something like that. Right, so that's done, that's done, that's done. We need to start working with this guy here. Go around and then start on the inside and then go and do the cross lines there. Right.
Phil, I'm sorry to be so picky. I'm having a really hard time seeing these lines with a very hard black. Is there any way you can fade the background image a little bit, please?
Fade the background image. I'll have a look and see if I can do that. Have a look and see if I can do that. Generate stitches. And let me just go and save quickly while I'm here.
you go to background filters, I think you could do that.
Yes.
It's just such a very hard line that it's quite difficult to doing against it. And then just, yeah, take that slide down. Other way.
Better?
Saturation
Yeah.
might be better.
That's much easier on the eye. I don't know whether everybody else agrees, but that's much. I can see that
Yes,
much
it is.
much better. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much. That's much better. Much
Better,
easier.
As long as you can see what's going on, that's the important part, because you need to see it. Right, there we go. Okay, so we've done up to there. Now I'm going to go. Yeah, and I like this. I need to see that bill when that bill comes in, because I'm fairly sure it's going to be a steep one. Or the invoice. What is it, the invoice? What did you say, Betty? You're going to send me a bill or an invoice? And what's nice about this snap to node, I can go, I can go all the way around and then sort out and then join up at a later stage with a line, and I've made a mistake. Tell me, where did I make a mistake?
You haven't put a node at the bottom of that. On the right-hand side, you haven't put a node there.
That's it. Just saw it now, so I need to go and do an insert there. Bring that one down to there. And do an insert there as well.
But it needs to be a square node, doesn't it?
Yeah, it needs to be a square node.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I went and just inserted, like I'm doing now. I just go and put an insert in there, and it gives me extra 2 round nodes, and then I can move them around. And then as soon as you put an insert on a round node, the round node becomes a square, and it gives you 2 extra round nodes. So that sorts that problem out. But I really like this. Yeah, I am a bit indebted to my friend. There we go. Did anybody hear anything from Caroline?
I think she's not been terribly well.
No, I got an email from her.
She's had this treatment that is making her feel very sick.
She's taking some meds, and the meds is not working that well with her. Right, so that section is done.
She's reacting badly to it, isn't she, herself?
That one come on. That one must be set to node, so that can't do much about. Finished object. Right. And now from here I can go really any direction. And did the same mistake again.
It's very easily done.
Yeah, you think, and then you don't realize that you're going to make that mistake. But yeah.
Oh, you need another one in there as well.
You
There,
get-
Philip.
yeah, you need.
To do there, and I need another one there as well. Eh?
Yeah. Mhm.
From there now we need to go put one there, go around. And that's why I think when Betty already is used to seeing these things blindfolded.
Well, you
You
missed,
missed
one.
one.
up on top. You have an intersection. You got
You can't
a
escape,
stop
Phil.
sign.
No, I can't.
Well, and one in the previous pedal also.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kept on my toes. Kept on my toes. Here we go. But by default, you just look at it, and you actually don't really see it in that way. Right, so that should be a snap to node. And that one there should be
Oh,
a
that's good.
snap to node. And that's finished. Any mistakes? No. Right. It's finished there.
And if you looked in Vector, you could see if there are any mistakes. Is that what somebody said?
Well, when you do the tree, you want to do vectors because it'll tell you exactly if you've missed something.
Okay.
You can do the tree and then do an undo,
I see.
and that'll tell you whether it's working.
But Vector shows you if you missed anything.
Right. It shows you the red. It'll like be little red dots if you've missed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if I now go, Betty, and I can now go and say, a tree, do
Right.
the tree now.
Try the tree. Right.
And it did arrange them. Good.
And then there's,
Right.
and there's
And
no
then now
red-
you want to do an undo. You need to do an undo before you do anything else.
Okay, but now to check and see if I've missed something, if I've got a red dot somewhere on the line, it tells me I missed something there.
You have not highlighted all of them, so you see you've got a lot of jumps.
Oh.
See, you need to do an undo first.
Okay?
Do that. Okay. Now go up and select all of them. Highlight it, all of them on the right-hand side.
Control A?
Yeah, that would
No,
work.
no,
No, control.
you don't want to get the
I
first
want
one.
object
You
number
don't
one.
want to get the first one.
I don't want that object number one. I
Well,
have.
you can control and
Yeah. and
Okay,
then
now do
yeah.
the tree.
Now I go and do the tree.
See, they're not close enough. And see the red dots
Oh,
where
yeah.
they're not close enough? And so you need to go back in and edit those.
So that's
Either
the,
that or put a...
but even
But
with the
do,
snap to
first do an
node,
undo.
okay, so now when you get to this point, before you do your tree, you basically have to put this together and then check and make sure that you don't have little red dots there.
I check every once in a while and then just do an undo so I know that I'm up to, and then I'll put a number down on a sheet of paper, say I'm number down to 560.
Uh-huh.
I'll just write it down so I know up to that point they're all connected.
Right. I see.
If
Okay.
you,
So now if I've got some mistakes there. So I can go and undo the tree now. And then zoom in.
No, that's just taken off your last.
no, that took off your last day. Actually, you didn't do anything, so I guess you don't have to do an undo in that case.
Okay, so it showed me that somewhere here...
So you need to do a
there's
redo.
So do you have to do a redo here?
Yeah, to get those parts back.
that would be something quite nice to add to the next build is you know, some way of highlighting where so we can
Oh,
see where
yeah.
the mistakes are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's especially a nice tool in the fact that it shows you exactly where you've made your mistake. And when you're going to work with lace, your items need to hook, because if it doesn't hook, that's when they start falling apart. Okay, so we're going to get back to that.
You know, because as soon as you do the undo, you've lost the little red dots.
Yeah, they
They're
were
wonderful. Wonderful to be able to keep somehow high, you know, sort of mark those areas, wouldn't it?
Well, they don't stay.
No, the
They
red
will
dot,
not stay there.
the red dots is just
Yeah.
an indication for you, I think.
It just shows you where.
Yeah, but then, but the thing is, what I'm saying is it would be quite nice to have the facility, having done the tree, and seeing where all the red dots are is to mark where those red dots. You're going to lose them as soon as you do the undo. Oh, I see what you mean. You're saying,
Well,
okay,
even
yeah.
if you if you didn't do an undo, it's not going to show you where they are
Yeah.
once you go back up again.
Okay.
They're just an indication in vectors.
If I go
Yeah.
there, let's see what, if I understand you correctly, that basically what you're saying to me is we're going to go and do that. And then we've got those little numbers, that's the problem area. As soon as I click on that little button, it's gone, you see?
You have to remember where they are.
Yeah, so that is that. And then I have to do undo now, Betty? No, it's only the
No, no, no.
Because it's
Because
telling me
nothing, it didn't do
telling me
anything.
it's not, it didn't do the tree because of the
No.
mistakes. Okay.
No, you have to, you can go in now, you can see where they're at to edit them.
Good job.
Wow.
Can we have those arrows?
Yeah, that would be fantastic if we could have something like that.
Ah,
Great.
You lost one.
I should be able to,
The top one on the left. Oops.
Yeah, they got. Yeah.
am I? No, they don't work.
Yeah, they,
All right. Okay, the idea was to go and actually mark the areas, but I think it's,
Yeah.
I think we need to ask Dusan that if he can give us a pencil
Right.
tool, that is a temporary pencil tool that we can just go and mark things on the site when we work with it. I think that might be a,
that will stay there when we come out of the.
yeah, that
When
you
we
can
do the undo.
actually go and do pencil and undo pencil type of thing when you're working
Yeah.
with the design. So you can just go and
Or
say,
if
right,
you could,
for argument's sake, do something like this, you know, and say, right, that's where the mistakes was. And then when we finished with it, if I know, because now if I start zooming in, those pencil marks will start disappearing.
well, what if he actually changed the object file over on the right and had some indicator there,
Yeah, I think that might be a good call. I'm going to ask him for that.
like yeah.
Pencil do and pencil undo.
It's gone now.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is as soon as you start zooming in, it
You
basically-
could print screen, I suppose.
Yeah, you
If you had your graphic printed, you could circle those while it's still
Yeah.
in the vector
Oh, that's
file.
a
that's a good
graphical
idea.
right now.
That's a good idea. In other words, when you work with it, you can always go back and say, right, I have a problem here and I have a problem there, and that's where I need to go and fix it.
Show us the
If you make too
problem.
many-
I didn't see what the problem was. Just
Okay.
where it was.
Okay, I'm going to go into it now. Okay, there's another mistake. Insert there.
Oh, that's neat. I like that. That if you press the round node, it automatically creates
Becomes a
the
square
square
node,
if you
yeah.
put insert. Yeah, that's good.
So if you miss it, you can always go and just insert there and it becomes a square node.
You need to have one in that V.
Right at the bottom. There.
Or unless, is that one that just follows all the way
Would
down
be-
then?
I
Goes
would be
all the way
inclined to bring that one nearer from the bottom.
I think we can zoom in on that, but it looks to me as if it's going all the way to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
But
Ooh, that's tricky.
this one is going to be a bummer. This one is going to be a bummer. Right. Let's just see what we're doing here. That one is fine. That one is fine. Just bring it in there. That looks fine there. This one that's bothering Betty as well. Betty, I think you can put it anywhere. I can even take it up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it can.
It
I
looks
see
a bit
that now.
twisted, that one. Yeah.
Because all those lines
Yeah,
will
that's
join
better.
up in that specific node there. There was one on the side here. was actually an awkward chappy. There, just there. I'm going to fix that now. Because that one is so
Can't you
close.
do artistic license and just have them all on the same point?
Yeah, we can. We can basically ignore the fact that they are not 100% on the spot there, especially where I am now. Because you can see those ones. I'll
Yeah.
move them a little bit closer together and bring that line and that line to this node here.
But they might not sew out as well if they were all one on top of each other.
Remember with your freestanding lace, you would like to have that link there. Okay, it looks as if I've done everything. Okay, there's one that I need to move. There we go. Done, it's done, it's done. Right. Generate stitches. Let's just zoom back out again and see if we go and select all except for number 1. And that's why Betty goes and save object number 1 as a separate file. If it's out of the way, you don't have to worry. Then you can use Control A. Okay, that's done, and I should be able to get to the tree now. Okay. My problem.
You won't be able to see them unless you're in vectors.
My problem is there.
Well, they come up. I can see the red dots.
Okay.
They are there, but that's where they are. It's right at the bottom. There's some spaces there that's not 100%. So let's go and fix them. It's not doing anything now. And I'm going to go down and zoom in at the bottom. It says not close enough. How close does it want me to be, Betty? I'm on spot. I'm spot on those.
Yeah, I don't understand why. Because you definitely, because we watched you do the snap to nearest node.
Let's go and edit that. That's fine. I'm just going to move it up a little bit there. Okay, let's say finish. Generate stitches and then go and click on the other object. This one was at the bottom, yeah. There we go. That was the one there.
Are they saying that those red dots are not
The message that
snapped
comes
to
up
the
says
nearest
it's not-
node?
Yeah, it says it's not to the nearest node.
Close enough. Yeah, look, there's a gap there.
But what worries me now is why
Okay.
the outline. Okay, snap to the nearest node. There's no node there.
It's trying. Do you have a square node where that's trying to meet?
Yeah, there's one there now. So let's just bring it and put it down there. Okay, and now I'm going to say snap to the nearest node. It does snap to the nearest node.
So-
There's nodes there.
It's not 100% accurate when you just sit there and snap it. You have to run the process to see if it worked or not.
Yeah, you need to look at, if you look at the lines at the bottom, the inside line there, you'll see that will be where my mouse is now. That's a square node. And then those other two are round nodes there. And it's snapped to the nearest square node.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that little circle, I think, is a node down below that left-hand one.
Yeah, it might snap to
Edit the one below that.
the one here.
Right,
There was one there as well. I haven't
right.
snapped it to the nearest round node yet. And then this tappy here, we just zoom in on this because this one said to us that we've also got a problem on this joint here. And those joints are actually, let's go and say edit.
Because when you see a little circle, it's actually a node.
Yeah, that circle should be a
Well,
node.
little
See,
open
that is a
circle.
node
Yeah.
underneath there.
Yeah.
A node is a node is a node.
Yeah, I mean, it's when it shows the picture, it's different than your circle between the nodes.
So the round node and the square node are both seen by, when you snap to the nearest node, as a node.
Right.
Okay, let's go and see what it does.
Okay, see if
Can
you fix
Can anybody say when you edit, tell me why when you edit you get an extra line on there? You see you've got a double stitching line on that little place where we've been working.
because it goes back and forth.
On the while
Yeah, but we haven't done anything yet.
while you're in edit mode and you're moving it, before you apply it or whatever, it will basically show you your previous stitch line and it will show you your current stitch line.
Yeah, but it also when you've said finished object, Phil, it's added another row. Just, I mean, it doesn't stitch out that way, but I'm just curious to know why it would do that when you've finished, and you said, okay, I'll take it as it is.
Okay, I must check on that. I've never looked at it that close.
Well, if you zoom in on that bit where that's highlighted at the moment, you have a look and see that little bit at the bottom there.
Yeah, it looks as if it's double lines there, hey? Double stitching instead of single stitching.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very curious to know why it does that.
Yeah, you can see it now. It shows too. Well, there's a question from Mr. Dusan.
And that doesn't stitch over it twice? You're not looking at two stitching lines?
No, it's one stitching line.
I think one of them's
No.
the placement line.
It's one stitching line. For some reason, it's showing it as two. And if you try, because if I take this object now that I've highlighted and I move it away, it's fine. I keep the whole object.
Takes the whole lot. Yeah.
Okay, so that's done now. It's done. It's there. Let me just go and see.
I have found that in red work, if I make the stitches less, they'll track a little closer.
I mean the stitch
But I
length.
don't know about straight stitch.
What,
Yeah,
make the stitch size smaller, you mean?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The maximum stitch length, is that what you mean by
Yeah.
that?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it could take those curves easier.
Still shows two
Yeah.
lines. It's actually one line.
Isn't
So
one
if
just the actual sort of edge image of the object?
So if you use Sew Simulator, that would say that only sewed once.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We can do that now. Because I want to go and do one thing quickly, and I see our time is really finished, and I thought we've just
Oh,
started.
okay.
Well, we'll get the file. We can do it.
I'm going to send you the
Yes,
COF file
right.
so long, and I'm also going to send
Phil, I was going to make a suggestion if you can.
I'm listening.
I was going to say if we can take a print screen of the motif on from this lesson now tonight, and then we can get on with it. Is that allowed?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the JPEG file for you quickly, just after the class immediately, before I do the video, so that you can then go in and then pick it up. It'll be there. It's called Lace Heart 1.
Okay, so. Okay, great. Thanks, Phil.
That will be then available. Right. What I want to check now is if I go and ask it to show me jumps, it should show me jumps. If I've done it the wrong way around. Okay. So at this point, I haven't done my tree, and therefore I have these jump lines that's there. So once the tree is finished and it's working well and everything is back where it's supposed to be, you should not see all these yellow and red lines there. That's another way for you to double check and make sure that you haven't made a mistake. Okay, so let's go back, take the jumps off. Select my objects. Here we go. From object number 2 to object number 20. Let's do a tree on it, and you say I should stand in vector. In vector I can see it better. I still want to see it. It still shows me that there's things at the bottom there, and those at the bottom.
That's weird. Still not liking you.
Yeah, I don't like.
Have you perhaps got too many square nodes in those small areas?
Mm-mm. No, doesn't make sense to me.
It's
But
very frustrating.
I think it's a challenge for most of us to see if we can come up with the answer why it's
I
there.
love a puzzle. Yeah.
So it's one,
I think sometimes you just have to split the outlines.
and then those at the bottom that we've got there. So we need to go and have a look and see why it is. Because if I'm looking at this,
Well, send us this file.
I'm going to send you the
Did you do that?
EF file as well, yeah.
Right.
And you can play with it, so you can see what's what. And I know, Betty, please don't put it on the OTW site yet. When you're finished with it.
Give us a chance.
Betty, please do, please do.
So that
No, I'll take a picture of me wearing that lace.
yeah, that's fine. That's 100%. Ladies, I think we break there for today. So in the next class then, I'm going to expect you guys to have at least the first layer done. So which I will do.
Okay.
When we get to the next class for next month, I'll have the first layer done, plus I'll have the tree done. And then we'll start off from there. Okay, so then it'll look like a redwork design at that point with a background. If we include object number 1, if we don't include object number 1, it'll only be like a redwork design. All right.
Thank you, Phil, for a lovely lesson.